Welcome back to Whitt Acres. I am in the hot sun picking up stone. Puppy's back there trying to find some shade. And this is the start of my new water feature I'm going to be building this winter, or fall into winter, maybe even into the spring. But I wanted to bring you out here today to run down a plan of what I am thinking, so whenever we get to different stages we can follow along from the beginning. So right now I am getting all this river rock, all this river stone we have here at the bottom of my flower bed, up and into the bucket. I already got one bucket load. You can see I did about, I would say, 6 to 8 feet of river rock, and I filled up the entire bucket once already. So I am on my second load. I'm starting here. Down here we have a drain pipe that runs out down into the yard, I think down to another pipe down there. That was pretty much the catchment for around our swimming pool. So you can see the curve. We used to have an above ground swimming pool here in this gravel area until my brothers took it out probably, I don't know, 2014 I think. But I have about 50 feet of this river rock that I'm going to be pulling up and then I'm going to be using back into the water feature. But what I am thinking is putting a waterfall right here in this opening here. I'm gonna have to reroute a drain pipe, but that's fine. We're gonna put a waterfall right here off the bank since we already have the natural elevation, and it's gonna drop into here. And I think I'm gonna bring from that piece of wood the water feature out all the way around, actually back to where the backhoe is sitting right now. But it'll be probably 2 to 4 feet deep, and I'll bring it all the way around here. I started bringing out the stone to kind of shape it. We'll look at that. Puppy finding some shade under there. So we have all this field stone coming around the back side of the flower bed, and I made the curve because they kind of were pointed right into there. So I brought them out, straightened them out. I think we're going to bring out the pond all the way around here, roughly to about this point. It'll wrap around and be a big snake. And I want to make this area about kind of big enough to swim in, for just get in and soak, not really swim laps or anything. But so you can see I got a lot of river rock to be moving, and that's the first step of the process here. Up here will be the start of the whole water feature. We're gonna have to dig a big pit here, and this will be our wetland bog filter. It's the best way to filter an outdoor pond, especially when you're going to be putting a fish load in there, and it's going to be the most attractive, most natural looking way to do it as well. But this is going to be the wetland filter and also the dog pool area, so it's going to be about 6 inches deep, and it's going to be an upflow bog filter, so the water is going to flow up and then start going downhill into a 2-foot area here where the waterfall will be spilling into, and then it'll wrap around, dropping in elevation or depth, just going deeper in the channel here, down to 3 to 4 feet for the recreation area and the winter hibernation area for the fish. Right where Puppy is, I'm planning on putting a little fire pit ring here, a putting green over here. We're gonna have to get all this fire pit rock moved out to the end of the peninsula island out there, because that's where it's gonna go. We don't need this big fire pit this close anymore. And the putting green's gonna come right about to this area of walkway I have mats down for the puppies to walk on because they don't like the gravel on Pup. And the rest of this will just be filled in with tighter chip gravel. Right here is going to be the end of the koi pond, and I'm thinking about putting some steps or a beach entrance here to get into the deeper end. And then on this end, because the recreation side is going to be right here, and then I'm going to have to put an intake bay, which is going to be a reverse wetland. It's going to take all the water down through the stone instead of pushing it up through stone into my pump vaults. That's going to power the Waterfall, the wetland filter, and then I'm going to have some jets going around here for flow and keeping the sediment from settling. Keeping the sediment from settling on the bottom. That's pretty much the rundown of the plan I have. So this whole corner of plants is going to come out. I'm going to keep the flower bed up here wrapping around, and then I'll have the waterfall and another flower bed wrapping around there. So we'll still have plenty of plants and color out here. The wetland bog filter is going to be a water garden, so we'll have water plants and lilies and irises in here as well. So we're going to keep plenty of color. I want to keep the cold frame here. Haven't actually been using it this year, but I plan on getting into it a little bit more. So I want a walking path to wrap around the top side, and then I'll skip the waterfall and a walking path around that side. That way I'll have access into the flower garden. But we got a lot of work ahead of us this fall, and we're going to try and get it done as quick as possible, and I'll try and bring you along for as many of the steps as I can. But like this step is pretty much not going to be that fun to watch, because this is going to take me a long time. Already took me a couple hours to get one bucket load full, and I'm taking breaks because it's hot and Puppy can't stay out here in the sun too long. Where is Puppy? There you are, Puppy. Keep saying he can't stay out in the sun, but he's about to lay down on that black mat in the sun. So yeah, I'm here on day one, picking up river rock and getting this water feature started. Go ahead and subscribe down below so you can follow along as we get this whole DIY koi pond dug out and filtered. Hit that like button before you go, and if you want to see some gardening videos of the rest of the property and what we are doing here to get this place looking amazing, go ahead, hit that like button before you leave, and check out my garden tours we do weekly here during the growing season. You can find me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.